What it do, man? It's your boy Wavy, Stay Wavy TV. I hope y'all staying wavy out there. Let's get it, man. 2023, we back at it. I want to talk to y'all about an interview I just watched with NBA YoungBoy. So for those who haven't checked it out, NBA YoungBoy just did an interview with Billboard. And it was a very introspective interview. And I've never seen this side of NBA YoungBoy before, which was that's what really blew my mind about the interview, because he said some things that I didn't expect him to say. Now the interview was filmed in his mansion that he has in Salt Lake City, Utah. Beautiful crib. Obviously it's wintertime, so there's a bunch of snow around his crib. He's up there in the mountains. You know what I'm saying? His accountant is in the crib with him. One of his producers is in the crib with him. His baby moms, who I think he's married to, his wife, is in the crib with him. And he did a really deep personal interview. And even though the interview was very short, he said a lot. And I think when you say something that's very important, it's not something that has to be drawn out or 10 minutes. You know, if you're saying something that has value, if you're saying something that is deep and personal, doesn't matter if it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, as long as you get your point across and, you know, you let people know something that's been bothering you, you're making an impact. So basically, NBA YoungBoy revealed in the interview that he's been making millions of dollars since he was 16 years old. Being a rapper is something that he's always wanted to do, but he's been reflecting on his success and, you know, him having, believe he has 10 billion streams worldwide on his music. It's bothering him that he's been promoting, you know, violence and, you know, gangster rap, obviously. And, you know, he promotes crime, he promotes violence, he promotes a gangster lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the environment that he grew up in Louisiana, right? And he was talking about how he feels bad that he's impacted millions of people with that content of music. And he said that he's made a promise to himself, and it's gonna take time. And this is what really made me realize NBA YoungBoy is a real man and he's a real dude. And I believe that he's misunderstood. And I believe that a lot of artists are misunderstood. But a lot of artists don't say things like this because they don't want to tarnish their image. They want to keep that gangster image. They want to keep that violent image that they have, because it's a part of their character. It's a part of, you know, their persona that comes with their music. You understand what I'm saying? So he said that he made a promise to himself, and it's going to take time, that he's going to change his music and he's going to make more positive music that can positively affect the people that listen to him, the millions of people that listen to him. He wants to impact them in a positive way and change the type of music that he's making. Now, I want y'all to think about this, right? I want you guys to really think about this. What artist have you ever heard that has mostly done gangster rap in their music career that has apologized for the music that they made that has negatively impacted millions of people all over the world? I can't think of one. We've actually seen artists defend them making that type of music. Why? Because they come from that environment. You know, we've seen Tupac, who we know wasn't a gangster but became a part of the gangster lifestyle when he was older, say that, you know, he's a nigga and this is what niggas do, thug life, you know, basically saying that this is what's cool, so I'm gonna do it, right? We've seen artists like 21 Savage, who recently went on Twitter and was saying that they need to stop the violence in Atlanta. But when you listen to a majority of the content of music he makes, he promotes gangster rap, he promotes violence, he promotes shooting people, he promotes all type of negative, violent things that negatively impact the world through music, right? We've seen him say, I'm not going to stop making this type of music because this is what sells. This is what makes me money. right? So unless you guys leave somebody in the comments, I've never heard a rapper that has made gangster music apologize for it at such a high level. Because you guys got to remember, NBA YoungBoy, he's in his he's not even in like he's in his prime, but he's not even in his. He's so young. He's only like, I think NBA YoungBoy is like 20 years old, 19. He's young, and he's one of the, he's, if not one of the biggest rappers in the game, definitely top three. The only people I could think of is probably Drake, Lil Baby, and I'll say YoungBoy are the biggest rappers in the game as far as hip hop. For him to be at this level and to just sign a new record deal after leaving Atlantic, he just signed the biggest deal of his life, right? For him to say what he's saying is shocking. And believe it or not, this is going to influence other rappers out there to say, you know what? If he can do this, because he's the top tier when it comes to gangster rap. NBA YoungBoy, he's the top gangster artist in the game right now by far. He has the biggest fan base, has the most views on YouTube, the most streams. It's not even close. When it comes to gangster rap, NBA YoungBoy is like the top dog right now. You know, he's the Michael Jordan right now. You know what I'm saying? He's the LeBron or Steph Curry, whatever you want to call it. There's nobody in that lane that's doing it on the level he's doing it right now. You understand what I'm saying? So I respect that, and it changed my perspective on how I look at NBA YoungBoy, because I'm gonna be honest, I do like a couple of his songs. I like that song Nevada, and I like a couple of his gangster shit as well. But I never really became a big fan of NBA YoungBoy because he just always came off as like a super violent, super aggressive, gangster rapper. And you know what I'm saying, and I like gangster rap, but I kind of felt like he's just overtly aggressive and violent and just trying to be tough. And I've just seen, you know, things with him in the past where, you know, he was just being aggressive, it seemed like, for no reason at times. You know what I'm saying? Beefing with a bunch of rappers over stupid shit. So the guy just came off to me as just too negative. So I never really became a real fan of his music. But this interview definitely changed my perspective. And now I'm looking at the situation like this guy is clearly maturing. He's recognizing his wrongs. And, you know, he's trying to be a better person. I think anybody out there that's trying to be a better person definitely deserves a pat on the back for it, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you don't have to do it. And he was also talking about in this interview how, you know, his most favorite important person in his life was his grandmother. And I can relate to that. And he talked about how when his grandmother passed away, he started to look at the world differently because, you know, he feels like that was the person that really cared about him the most. And he views her now as, you know, his angel. You know what I'm saying? I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to because everybody knows, you know, your grandma is usually like, you know, she's usually the person in the family that keeps everything intact. And when grandma passed away, things are just never the same. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody can relate to that. And he also was talking about how, you know, he actually said that he's afraid of people because, you know, the world is a very cruel place and you never know what people will do you. And that's a fact, man. When you look at what's going on in the world, you look at what's going on in the news with shootings and, you know, police brutality and, you know, black on black crime. And, you know, you got the politics and you got different religions that go at each other, man. You know, it's a crazy world, man. And I can relate to that. A lot of people don't like really going outside unless they have to nowadays because it's just so much crazy shit going on. You know what I'm saying? You got accidents, you got, you know, robberies, you got all type of shit going on these days, man. You got different countries going at war with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I feel him, bro. You know, like he's really, he said on his kids, man, he's scared of people. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, when he's doing a concert and he goes on stage, he feels at peace. And that's how you know that, doing music is really his calling. That's his passion. That's what really keeps him, it's like he said doing music is therapy to him. You understand what I'm saying? So to anybody watching this, man, I highly advise that you check out that NBA YoungBoy interview with Billboard. If you're not a fan of him, or if you don't really like him as a person from what you've seen on the internet, I highly advise you to watch the interview. It's gonna give you a different perspective on NBA YoungBoy, because it seems to me like who he is as a person is completely different from what he's doing in his music. It seems like his music is a reflection of just him being in the environment that he grew up in, which is the projects of Louisiana, which is a very high crime, violent area. And it seems like now that he has money, now that he has kids, he's married, he's moved to a different state. Now he can really truly be himself. He doesn't have to be what his environment that he grew up in pretty much turned him into, man. Now it seems like NBA YoungBoy is really trying to really just, be a better person, be more mature, and not have to put on the gangster persona 24/7, man. So, I'm very excited to see what he does in 2023 and in the future, man. This your boy Wavy. Let me know what y'all think about this video. I'm out. Let's get it.